Have a good day and welcome to another interesting edition of Transportation Agenda Magazine, the platform where we discuss issues in the transportation sector. My name is Abike Awojobi, and my guest today is the Sector Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps of Lagos State, Corp Commander Kehinde Hamzat. It's my pleasure to have you on the program. Good morning, sir.
Thank you so very much for having me. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank you so much. So let's start with your journey as the Sector Commander of the Lagos State FRSC. It's been 1 year now. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you so very much.
So can you share with us some of your milestone achievements so far since you came to Lagos State?
Let me first and foremost give all glory to God for making my 1 year a very successful one. Because I want to say successful because God has really blessed me to have touched every areas. If we're talking of achievement, let's look at it from the relationship between stakeholders. As I work very, very well with other traffic agencies. As a last mile, as a police. In fact, we work even with members of the NSCDC, and it has been a wonderful collaboration. The state government, various ministries, is it transportation, is it special duties and intergovernmental relations, and the likes. So it has been a wonderful collaboration between myself. Don't forget, I'm Lagos State Sector Commander, and I should relate with people and the government of Lagos State. When Lagos State is moving, then I'm working. When there's problem in Lagos, then there's a problem. And of course, don't forget we have this voluntary arm, the second arm of FRSC, by virtue of our act, the special marshals. We collaborate very well, and these people at different levels has helped me in achieving a lot of things. For example, the Lagos State government at the time gave me 2 vehicles.
2 vehicles?
Yes, to support my operations. And I want to say a big thank you to His Excellency, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sowolu, for deeming it necessary to empower us in our own little way to boost our operations in our little way. But we are Oliver Twist, we're still asking for more. Leaving that, I mentioned my relationship with special marshals. Before now, we used to have electricity problem. It interests you to know that my special marshals actually installed a 10 kVA solar inverter with 15 kWh lithium-ion battery. And I may decide to go off-grid because I have 500 watts, 15 numbers, solar panel installed along with this. So this makes my work seamless. I want to do any administrative duties, do everything. It's one of those things I enjoy. I had opportunity to have relationship with the military. We exchanged some training programs together, and it has been a win-win situation. They come, we go. It has been a win-win situation. I cannot continue to catalog. There are so many to the glory of God.
Interesting. Definitely your 1 year in office has been quite eventful. Let's look at that special relationship that you share with some other agencies. You mentioned LASMA. I'm sure you have a relationship with LASMA, VIO, and the like. Just give us a bit of insight as to the special or the relationship that you share that has to do with road safety and what you've done, that you can say, it's as a result of this relationship with them that we've been able to achieve this.
Let me start with the police. We discovered that overloading is becoming a menace and is one of the causes of road traffic crash. So we now understand the fact that majorly some of these drivers, they wait until after we must have officially closed for operations. That does not mean we are closed for the day because we still have our standby rescue team in case there's any form of rescue.
It's a 24/7 operation.
Yes, but because we are not armed, we don't go on the road at night. But if there is any form of crash, our men are there on standby in the office. They go there and carry out rescue operations. So I'm starting with the police because I'm trying to talk of how we were able to handle the case of overloading. You see, people, the birth of the drivers has learned to perch without landing.
Without landing.
So we decide to shoot without aiming.
That's Chinachibi.
So we now strategize with the police, with the NSCDC. We decided to carry our operation into the night, between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. So by so doing, these people who would monitor and ensure that we have left the road by 1800 hours, that's 6 p.m., they would be coming out. And as they are coming out, they are meeting us. So we have done about 4 different operations of such night operation, and it was a success. The backing or the backup with the police and those of the NSCDC cannot be overemphasized. That is police and Nigerian Security and Civil Defense. Then to the VIS, Vehicle Inspection Service, which we call the officers and the VIOs. We've done joint operations in which it was remarkably very well. You know, VIO will be looking at the roadworthiness of these vehicles and check some other vital things in the vehicle. We look at those things that are crash-causing infractions, and we work together as a body to be able to arrest most of the motorists. It was a joint operations. We did it about once or twice since I came. Then we did fail with a member of the LASMA. In fact, LASMA happened to be my very first point of call when I assumed office as a sector commander. The very first office I went was the LASMA office. The GM LASMA had been a friend. We've been cooperating and we've been relating very well. We have done joint operations together, which was actually a success. So all this, you see, you can't do these things alone. Safety is everybody's responsibility. Not just I came. We're not ghosts. And we still have some first responders, villagers, people who will first see if there's a crash. So we relate with these people and we are training them gradually so that they are not just villagers. They are villagers that have little technical know-how as to how to take care of crash victims. So while they are doing that, they would have communicated to us. We can't be everywhere part-time, but these people are everywhere.
So they are trained for that.
They are trained. At least little knowledge of rescue operations, casualty handling.
Okay.
So they have this little knowledge. And like when we will go to a crash scene, everybody will be helpless. Nobody knows what to do. No. With the training of this first responder, they will first give attention. Then we'll meet them there. We'll continue.
How do you select your first responders?
Okay. For example, let me take Ojota Axis as an example. We have the taxi drivers around there. They are not special marshals. The taxi drivers, they are always on the road part-time. So we capture some of them and we call them first responder. They have coordinators. So they have period when we call them, we invite them for little tips as to casualty handling. And of course, it's a win-win situation. Then there are some ballets. We carry their chiefs. We induct them as first responders. We talk to them. We bring them in. They get to know little things they could do before our arrival. And when we come, not because we are medical experts too, but with our little knowledge of first aid, we'll be able to give first aid before we take whichever victim to the hospital.
So essentially, it has become a community approach in addressing road safety.
That's right.
I believe that's a great approach in handling safety, especially on our roads. Let's look at one major cause of road crashes in the country, which is inexperienced driving. A lot of people on the roads, they probably do not know how to drive very well. Or should I say that there have been instances where the driver has been identified as the culprit that caused an accident. So what is the agency doing to ensure that only drivers that are trained and are certified are on the roads?
You see, a situation where you want to identify somebody that does not know how to drive, you should know that the first prerequisite for somebody to be a driver is to have a driver's license. And how do you have a driver's license? You go through accredited driving schools, which they are there online, and you don't just go through one roadside driving school. When you are properly trained, you go to the VIS where they will give you tester certificate. With the driving school certificate, tester certificate that says that this person is actually qualified to drive, then you now process his driver's license. Having processed such driver's license, definitely it is assumed that the driver knows how to drive. Don't forget, driving is a profession. The more you drive, the more skillful you become.
More experience you have.
More experience you have. Even among the good drivers, I want to tell you, there are some of them that has very bad attitude. And attitude is one of those things that kills. Road rage, even for so-called drivers who are certified, if they have bad attitude, driving becomes a problem. That's why at times we don't talk of your ability to drive alone. We talk of changing your attitude. Attitude is the change we always need. A good driver may have a bad attitude. That driver is not a good driver, it's a bad driver.
So no one just about the skills.
It's not just about knowing how to drive. No, it's about the attitude. You can imagine somebody coming because you think that you have the right of way. You don't know the driving pattern of the other person. You are struggling. To the extent that you have collision, it becomes a problem. What does it take? Just that 1 second, 2 seconds of patience will have taken all of you to safety because you think you have the right of way. You struggle the road and the unexpected happen. Somebody will now ask you, how did it happen? And you were supposed to be a very good driver. But because that attitude of, okay, let me add patience for my driving skill, that is not there. So, generally speaking, we go to parks, we give advocacy. We check their driver's license. But don't forget, it is assumed that having a driver's license should make you a skillful driver. The moment you have driver's, you still need time to gather experience.
Okay, sir. Let's look at driver's behavior. You've mentioned road rage, you've mentioned attitude, and I'm sure there are some other
Very well.
a lot of things you could also
Right,
distractive driving.
yes.
So what level of advocacy? What level of advocacy are you doing to help correct people's behavior on the road when they are driving?
Let me take it from the commercial driver's aspect.
Mm-hmm.
We are operating something they call RTSS, Road Transport Safety Standardization Scheme,
Okay.
where we use our officers to capture fleet operators. Every fleet operator having about 5 vehicles and above are supposed to be registered under that scheme. Now, the scheme teaches us on how to respect different safety standards. Basically, there are 3 different basic standards: operators' safety standards, driver safety standards, and vehicle safety standards. What are we talking about? Operators' safety standard. The people who owns the company themselves, the people who employ drivers. There are times driver will tell you, sir, these tires are bad. Say, go and manage.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. There are some people who even drive themselves to the office. Oga, arrest me. Oga, arrest me. If I tell my Oga, no go agree. I beg, arrest me. They'll park their vehicles because they know their family cherish their life too. So operators should know that these people driving them are human beings. So we'll look at the operators' safety standards. Then the driver safety standard themselves. What is the skill of that driver? How well does he know how to drive? What is his knowledge about road traffic signs and markings? And is he really a cool-headed driver? How often has he been trained? Go through training and retrain. So we'll talk of drivers' safety standard. This is what our various desk officers as transport safety officers, that's what they do at different parks. Now, to talk of the vehicle safety standard, there are checklists with which you check each of these vehicles to let them know that they have minimum safety standard that can be permissible to drive on the road. So that is at that commercial end. Then at the enforcement end, those ones we see that does not have what it takes. After booking them, We make sure they fix those things before they leave. Then we still go through public enlightenment activities at different motor parks. We go through radio. This is one of those things we are doing, sensitizing members of the public. Having done that, last year, you see, many times we let us think outside the box. My Corp Malam Sheikh Mohammed, MNI, does not believe in any box. He said, don't think outside the box. Kick the box away so that you can think wider. So he had taught us how to kick the box away. So we have always been meeting drivers at their parks. Well, we discovered that it's not only commercial drivers that drive. We now put captains of industries together. We now call something town hall meeting. Town hall meeting
There's
is what...
stakeholder engagement.
Yes. So during the town hall meetings, the captains of industries, the union executives and the likes are the people we invite at that point. It's like train the trainers.
How often do you do that?
On quarterly basis.
Quarterly basis.
But we heighten it during Ember Month, like we're already in Ember Month.
Okay.
We're heightening more of the town hall meeting during Ember Month so that we can preach safety even more to members of the public.
You are doing a whole lot, and it's quite commendable. If you have the average Lagosian about what their opinion is about the Federal Road Safety Code, they will tell you, enforcement. Enforcement seems to be the only thing or the major thing they want to associate the FRSC to. So, but tell me, how do you manage the perception of the citizens seeing FRSC just as an enforcement agency and trying to balance it with the every other things that you do?
They know. Majority of them know. You see, the pinching one is the one they are hammering most.
The pinching one?
Yes, which is enforcement.
Enforcement.
Nobody wants to part with 1 naira, but we are we disobey traffic rules and regulations. So when you pinch, it pains more. Have you imagined when any road safety officer go for rescue operations? That is the only time we take accolade from members of the public. When we go for rescue operation, we will be packing human brain, putting intestine back into the system and some other things like that. We are human too. It's as a result of the job we get used to some of these things. That is the only time they see us working. When somebody is trapped in a vehicle, we use our security machine to, you see them clap. But when it says to come back, say these road safety people, they are very bad. But you see, enlightenment, education without enforcement is simply entertainment.
Entertainment.
They're just entertaining. Because there are different degrees by which we go into this road safety activity. You talk of persuasion. You talk of enlightenment. You talk of persuasion. You talk of subtle enforcement before we talk of full enforcement. And it might interest you to know that once in a quarter, we do what we call free safety check. For a whole week, free safety check will only stop you with our checklist. We check the various things and we advise you, please go and fix it. Nobody sees that we do free safety check. So all these things we will even have shown. Go back and fix them. You will not until we come again with enforcement. Say, these people know they here. And you know I'm a first-time offender. I have arrested somebody as a corridor commander before. Probably forgot that maybe didn't remember that I recognized.
You recognize them.
I said, Oga, please treat me as a first-time offender. I said, do you remember at so time? This was what happened. Now you still want me to treat you as a first-time offender? No way. So these are some of the things. If you talk of, they should know that apart from the enforcement, we have products too. The issue of driver's license, the issue of number plate. We produce these things too. And customer satisfaction is, even the people we arrest, they are our customers. But these are customers that will not even appreciate us because they have to part with some fines. So we don't just do booking fines and whatever. We do a whole lot of things. We go into researches, into things that could cause road traffic crash, because we should be proactive rather than reactive.
Yes, I was going to ask if the Corp is looking at the integration of say, AI into how you predict crashes or how you manage road safety?
You see, we are already embracing technology. Gone are the days. In fact, in Lagos State, you will not see any road safety officer using paper again to book. We have our tablets. Unfortunately, most people see this tablet as a POS. Some people will say they take POS to the road to go and collect money. And this is just a recording tablet that would issue you a ticket.
Mhm.
And as you are recording it, it's recording at the back end.
Back end.
So it's not, that is using technology. That is where we have started with. Using our machine to like incident booking, unlike when we're using papers. Some states still use papers, but in Lagos, in Abuja, I can assure you, you will not see anybody use a ticket or notice of offense, a booklet to book. You use that tablet. Be that as it may. We embrace technology by use of body cam. Body cam will give you real-time information. We are using it here, but they are viewing it there in Abuja. It is useful to the motorist, useful to the enforcers, useful to everybody, because as I'm talking to you, I am recording you live. So drivers are encouraged to show some level of decorum and not be rude to our people. And our people should be careful too, because as it's recording the violators, it's recording you too, the enforcer. So people say people collect bribe. Two persons are involved, the giver and the taker.
I don't think so, probably, sir, before we go into that, because a lot of people would say that, don't worry, once any road safety officer stopped me, I would give them something to let me pass. So what are you doing to ensure that professionalism is the name of the game when it comes to your men on the road?
I will not sit here to say it is false that our men don't take bribe, but the majority of them don't. It might interest you to know that I have close to 500,000 that our men rejected and booked for attempting to corrupt marshal.
Oh, that's an infraction now.
Yes, it has always been. But we want to stem it up to make a statement, because people just believe that every road safety staff is a bribe taker. I say no to it. The records are there. On daily basis, they arrest people, they book them for ACS, that is, attempting to corrupt staff.
So if FRSC should stop me now and I say, Oga, take something,
You can give it to her.
I'm gonna...
Well, like we started, some of them may be involved, but majority of them are not. I have the records. These are things like anybody who wants to see, I can show them that this. In fact, the Corp is encouraging men to even do more of such booking, because there are incentives. Some of those people who are saying no to this act of bribery and corruption are being encouraged by being sent on courses outside the country.
Wow.
So this is a way of encouraging our staff to go to shun the act of bribery. Unfortunately, what most people don't know is that most people who are even involved in this act, look at them, see them, they seem to have, they are worse than even their colleagues on the job. So the money you take, the worst you do is you spend it anyhow, having in mind that some other time something will come. Then I should tell members of the public too, to even shun this act of even offering. Because if there is no giver, there is no taker. Unfortunately, and they will waste my time. They will do this. Before they stop you, the first thing you do is try to say how you can part with money to give to them. I say no to it. Take your time. Let them check you. When you're okay, they will ask you to go. If any of my staff in Lagos State is infringing on the right of people, there are a lot of cases I have handled. And when my staff goes wrong, I deal with it. When the other party goes wrong, I deal with it. Unfortunately, some people will come and give you wrong and false information. But by the time we investigate, it becomes a different story. Let me cite an hypothetical example. Somebody sometime called me that my men booked them wrongly. In this case, not an act of bribery. It's a case of wrong booking. Now, what were they booked for? Failure to fix speed limiting device. And it claimed and published it on the social media that FRSC has started doing nonsense. Even if somebody had done something wrong, there are stages of reporting. Report to his immediate superior. But many people believe you are still reporting to somebody who has sent to the road safety. Don't send people to go and bring money. Let me make that clear. No staff can say, okay, let me pick money and give to one guy in the office. It's a no-no.
So it's not a revenue generating agency.
We are only collecting this. We are only collecting members of the public with the fines. If you just let it go, the community will be...
We'll have a breakdown of law and order.
That's the word. So you understand? So people should shun this idea of trying to influence men by offering. It doesn't make sense. Because even that money, one thing I can still swear, that I can still stand, that I can beat my chest to. They say some people, when they have crashes, some people will go there, pick their properties, pick their money. I have never seen that record in road safety, and it would never happen. Not while I'm in the system. And there are people who are really watching us. Even in the offices, people are watching us. On the road, people are watching us. So on the use of technology, like we started, there's something we call FRSC mobile application. I would want to encourage at this point that everybody, every Nigerian using Android phone, because that of iPhone is still being worked upon, download it, log on to it. It's like any other application.
Seamless.
I have it already here.
Okay.
Let me tell you some of the few things you can gain from it. Speed monitor is one of those things that you can come up with. If you are approaching or you're driving beyond a prescribed speed, your system will start beeping.
Oh.
Yes. So it is not just, I don't have opportunity of seeing how fast the driver is moving. It will be recording it. When it gets to a certain stage, it will start beeping.
So it's real time.
It's real
monitoring.
Time. Yes. So you can just advise the driver, we are going at excessive speed. We have black spot monitor. Black spots are places prone to crashes. Maybe very deep ditch, potholes, or maybe a very sharp end. When you are closer to it, there will be a beep on your system that you are approaching a crash-prone area. So be watchful.
That's a subset of ITS, Intelligent Transport System.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So we have the emergency aspect of it, where you can report crashes, you can report our men, you can report anything with real-time video you can record, as well as everything. The section is there. You have the toll-free lines on that application where you can call in case of emergency. It will tell you the location and some other you can describe. So the nearest command will definitely attend to you. That is to keep the golden hour so that you don't lose lives that can be stayed. Then we have the vehicle inspection identification as aspect of it. You can check the validity, you can check your number plate, the registration of your vehicle, the reliability can be checked on the same application. Then you have the driver's license center, where you can see accredited driving schools, as well as you can check the validity of your driver's license. You can listen live to the National Traffic Radio using the same application. Then you can see which vehicle you can check. The speed limiting device, the certificate, if it's genuine or not, it can be checked on that platform. You can set your reminder. Maybe your vehicle paper will be expiring at so date. You put it there. So when it's time, it will beep. It's a reminder. Your driver's license, you even have other things to do. You can set a reminder on the same application. You have the driving school standardization program, where you can get list of accredited driving school. You can call any of them, because you can link them in case you want to go to driving school. Then you have the road transport safety standardization scheme, like I said. You can see registered fleet operators and some other things. Then you can get any other information, frequently asked questions at the F session. So these are a lot more at the multi-purpose application. You see, if you look at our quality policy statements, there's no good in the presence of excellence. We are looking ahead to improving on our activities. If our quality policy statement, the last part, said with a view to continually improving its mode of operations. So whatever we do, we still try to improve on those things we do. It's not, we are human, we cannot be perfect. So at times, we do it out of complaint, customer feedback and everything. We see how best we can improve. We are really embracing technology. And of course, the issue of drone is already being used as a pilot scheme somewhere. Well, after which it will, like, if I have drone here now, I can easily monitor Lagos-Ibadan Expressway without really wasting resources. If anything happens somewhere, I am seeing it, I can detail my go here, something like this is that. And of course, I told you of my office as a corridor commander. As a corridor commander, I have used technology to run that office. What do I mean? I'm just one human being monitoring from Yanawuru to Egbeda in Ibadan. How do I do that? So I went to different communities. I created the WhatsApp platform. If there are infractions, the members on those
corridor,
yes, will report something. I hardly sleep. The moment I hear pim, definitely I know something has happened. I call the nearest command. Go here and take care of these things. Don't forget, UN Decade of Action is looking at a situation where no crash will result in any form of fatality. So how do you do that? They have given us 5 different pillars. Road safety management is one of the pillars. What do you mean by road safety management? Putting on various laws and enacting different regulations to manipulate and work on safety. The issue of having state traffic agencies is one of road safety management because we cannot do it alone. So we encourage states to have their own traffic management agencies so that they can complement our effort. The road that we are building should take care of pedestrians, cyclists, not just motorists alone.
Non-motorized transport.
Yes. So the road we are building should take care of both motorized and non-motorized transportation, including pedestrians. So that's what we're looking at. Then you talk of safer vehicles. We should start thinking of coming into the country with intelligent vehicles. Some are already here. When you are going closer to a vehicle, either at the rear in front, it beeps. Some will even automatically brakes, so that it will not have impact or collision on the next vehicle. We should shun the act of distracted driving, drunk driving, and all forms of things that will create road traffic crash. We should be brilliant enough to drive to stay alive. So you drive every vehicle as if it's a borrowed vehicle. Then, after putting all these things in place, don't forget, as a human being, we still are prone to errors. Then we talk of crash care. How quickly can you attend to these crashes in case they happen? With some of these things, you will discover that you have 0 fatality or near 0 fatality. I want to admonish that state governments, federal government alike, should start thinking of nearest neighbor analysis. What do I mean nearest neighbor analysis? Airp areas, hospitals should be built nearer the road. In less than 5 or 10 minutes, you will see a medical help. With that, a lot of lives will be saved.
Road safety is not just the concern of the FRSC, but of course, every road user, everybody is part of the road safety mandates. And I want to say thank you so much, sir, for all that you have given to us in this our conversation. Well, the conversation is not over. For many of us, when we see FRSC official on the road, they are there not just to book you, but to help you. Let's play our part in ensuring that road safety is an heritage for each and every one of us. Before I go, sir, let me ask one last question. What legacy would you like to leave behind?
I want to see a traffic free of traffic congestion, free of road traffic crashes, a seamless movement in Lagos State. That's what I plan to see. As it is, I'm Sector Commander Lagos. So I'm wishing Lagos and Lagosians the very best. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And today we'll sign up on today's edition of this program. Please do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel. So we'll come your way again next time. Please stay safe on the roads. Have a nice day.
Agenda Magazine. Expert review on land, aviation, maritime, rail, and pipeline.
deliver data-driven analysis, exclusive interviews with key decision makers, and early alerts on transportation projects across Nigeria. Subscribe today. Get a copy of Transportation Agenda Magazine.